All right, let's dive into something that pretty much breaks all the rules of time. We're talking about an ancient sword that was pulled out of a tomb looking like it was made yesterday. This is the incredible story of the Sword of Goujian.
So, here's the big question, right? The one that's had historians and scientists scratching their heads for decades. How on earth can a 2,500-year-old sword survive in a damp tomb and not have a single speck of rust? And on top of that, still be sharp enough to cut you?
And hey, when I say sharp enough to cut you, I mean it. That's not just some dramatic phrasing. This quote, it comes from the actual discovery. An archaeologist literally tested the edge on his finger, and yep, it drew blood. Can you just imagine the shock, pulling this thing out of the ground after thousands of years and realizing it's still a perfectly lethal weapon? It's just, wow, absolutely mind-boggling.
Okay, so let's set the scene. How did this thing even get found? To really get why this sword is so special, we've got to go right back to that incredible moment of discovery.
Picture this. It's 1965, and we're in Hubei province, China. This is an area just packed with history. And there's an archaeological team, carefully excavating a group of ancient tombs.
So they're working on one tomb in particular, one from the old Chu state, and right next to a skeleton, they find something, a mysterious wooden box. And it's not just any box, it's sealed tight. You just know instantly that whatever's inside was meant to be protected.
They managed to get it open, and there it is, a stunning bronze sword just sitting inside its wooden scabbard. And get this, that scabbard was so perfectly made that it was basically airtight. And that right there, that's our first big clue in this whole mystery.
So let's just put the timeline of this thing into perspective for a second. It was made way back around 500 BCE. Then, a couple hundred years later, it probably got captured as a spoil of war when one kingdom conquered another. After that, it was buried in that tomb and just sat there, untouched, for over 2,000 years, until that team found it in 1965. Just wild.
Now, you don't make a sword like this for just any soldier, right? This is a masterpiece. So, of course, the big question on everyone's mind was, who did this belong to?
And you know what's cool? The sword basically answered the question itself. Carved right onto the blade, there's an inscription in ancient writing. It says something like, King of Yue, and that it was made for his personal use. Experts figured out this had to be King Goujian, a super famous ruler known for being this incredibly persistent guy who never gave up. So yeah, this wasn't just some sword. This was a king's personal weapon.
And let's be clear, a sword like this wasn't some lucky fluke. It was made during a time when Chinese bronze making was at its absolute zenith. I mean, these artisans were total masters. They were creating these complex metal alloys for all sorts of different uses. A weapon like this was more than just a tool for fighting. It was a statement. It was a symbol of power, of prestige, of a kingdom's high-tech might.
So the big question remains, how did they do it? Okay, let's get into the science, because this is where we really start to decode the secrets hidden in the metal itself. And trust me, this is where it gets super interesting.
So when scientists started studying it, they basically had two huge puzzles to solve. Puzzle number one, how in the world did this thing stay so ridiculously sharp? And puzzle number two, how did it manage to not rust, like at all, for thousands of years?
All right, first up, let's talk about that impossible edge. The secret, it turns out, wasn't just one type of metal, it was two.
Okay, this is just brilliant engineering. Scientists figured out that the sword is actually made from two different types of bronze, fused together perfectly. The edges, the parts that do the cutting, they have a lot of tin in them, which makes the metal super hard and lets it hold that crazy sharp edge. But the spine, the center of the blade, that has less tin, making it softer and more flexible. Why? So the sword won't just shatter on impact. It's genius. It's literally the best of both worlds in one blade.
Okay, so that explains the sharpness. But what about that other huge mystery? The fact that it looks brand new, with that shiny, rust-free surface. I mean, how is that even possible?
Well, it turns out there were 3 layers of protection going on. First, like we talked about, that amazing airtight scabbard was a huge help keeping oxygen away. Second, the special bronze alloy they used was just naturally better at resisting corrosion. But the third reason is the one that blew everyone's minds. Scientists found a super thin, almost invisible coating of something called chromium salt all over the blade. And here's the absolutely incredible part. This technique, called chromate conversion coating, is a high-tech way to prevent rust. We only figured it out and patented it in the West in the 1900s, but these ancient smiths, they were doing it 2,500 years ago. Analysis shows there's just a tiny amount on the surface, but it was enough.
That thin layer was all it needed to stay perfect for millennia.
So the science tells us how it happened, which is amazing. But so what? Why does this one sword matter so much today? Well, let's talk about its legacy, because it's a big one.
You see, the Sword of Goujian is way more than just an old weapon. It's a piece of physical proof that makes us question everything we think we know about the past. It's this incredible testament to a level of science and craftsmanship that was, for all intents and purposes, lost technology, only for us to rediscover it in our modern age.
When you get right down to it, the Sword of Goujian is proof that amazing knowledge can just vanish. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secrets, what other forgotten technologies are still out there, buried right under our feet, just waiting for someone to find them?